Hey there, Horace. I just wanted to let you know that we are officially done with the unpacking. I guess that means that we can also officially start our new life as almost husband and wife. Oh, I really am just so excited and proud of us. We've worked so hard and gone through so much to get here.
I know! And I can't wait to finally start living with you. Feels like we've been talking about this forever.
I know, and now it's all finally coming together and happening for real. I'm so excited to see what our life is going to be like now that we're going to be together. This is actually the first time I'm ever going to be living with another man, so I bet there'll be a lot to learn.
Well, I don't think it's going to be that strange. I mean, in some ways, it's just like having a roommate who you're going to be married to.
Well, if you say so. But still, I wonder what kind of odd little habits of yours I'm going to pick up on. I don't know. I guess that I'm just excited and nervous for all this to start finally happening.
Oh, I understand that. I mean, after all, your father did pass away when you were pretty young, right?
That's right. My dad died when I was only 5 years old, and so I hardly have any memories of living with him at all. Although I've been told that my mom can be pretty mannish as well, so who knows, maybe I do know what it's like to live with a man, and I just haven't realized it yet.
Well, I suppose you're going to find out soon enough. But yeah, I did get that kind of feeling from your mom, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, she could get pretty scary sometimes. But of course, she was also a really good mom as well.
I think that she did a great job raising you, and you should have nothing but pride over the job that she did.
I agree. I mean, I love my mom so much, and I realize all the sacrifices she made for us. In fact, I suppose I loved her so much that that's probably why I'm getting married at the age I am. I just always wanted to make sure that she had someone around who could take care of her.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with getting married at 30? Although, it is pretty surprising that I was your first boyfriend as well. I don't know. To me, it makes the whole thing feel like fate at work to bring us together.
I know what you mean, although sometimes I get a little embarrassed thinking like that.
I don't think you have anything to be embarrassed or ashamed of, Sally. I'm honored to be the first man that you've had feelings for like this. And I just know that you're going to get used to living with my stinky, gross man self right away.
Well, you should have seen how shocked my friends were when I told them that we were getting married. Not only were they shocked that I even had a boyfriend, but they couldn't believe how fast we decided to get hitched.
I suppose you could say that we weren't really dating for all that long. But what kind of things were your friends saying to you about us?
Oh, they were just asking if I was sure about this and if you were the one and all that kind of thing. And I told them that of course I was sure and that I really love you. I explained how well you take care of me too.
Aw, well, that is really sweet of you. But I suppose you would have been pretty disappointed if you weren't getting married yet, right? I mean, you were just talking about being too old and stuff.
Oh, it's okay though. Besides, there's more immediate things to worry about. But I think you were right to say that we should skip spending too much on the wedding and put the money towards our honeymoon. Besides, both my parents are gone now, so as much as I can't wait to get married, I don't feel a huge need to have a giant ceremony.
I understand that, but I'm also sure that both your parents are looking down at you and couldn't be more proud of what you've accomplished.
I just hope that they can rest easier knowing that their daughter is in good hands with you, Horace. I never really saw myself getting married before I met you, if I can be honest. So this even took me a little bit by surprise.
I mean, when you told me that I was the first person that you've ever dated, I was pretty shocked. You're so kind and sweet and pretty, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, Horace, you're going to make me blush if you start saying all of that. But thank you for the kind words. Oh, also, before I forget, we're going to go to the courthouse tomorrow, right?
The courthouse? What are you going to do there?
Well, we need to have the civil ceremony and pick up our marriage certificate and all that.
Oh, really? Is that how that works? I feel like every state has their own laws, so it's hard to keep track of.
Of course that's how it works. I told you that we'd have to do this earlier. Did you forget?
Well, it's not that I forgot, but I actually have some errands that I need to run tomorrow. I'm really sorry, but could you do all of that by yourself?
You want me to go and pick up our marriage certificate all by myself? I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a big deal. I was picturing us going and doing this together.
I know, but this thing popped up and I just have to take care of it, and it would be impossible to try to reschedule it now.
Oh, well, I see. Well, I was really looking forward to getting to do this with you all day.
Well, then, how about we just go and do it together a different day? Would that work for you?
Well, it's just that tomorrow is actually the anniversary of my parents, so I kind of wanted to try and do it then. I don't really have any other day that would make it as special as that one.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't really know what to say.
I can't believe that you forgot we were going to do this. I'm kind of hurt by this, Horace.
I really am so sorry about the mix-up, but I just don't see how I could get tomorrow to work for me. So if you really only want to do it tomorrow, then I think you'll have to go on your own. But I promise that we'll have a great first anniversary next year, got it? I promise you, you have my word, Sally.
It's fine. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be picky like this. I can just go and do it myself tomorrow. But just please don't ever forget something this important again, okay?
Hey, Sally, are you there? Really sorry about this, but it's gonna be another late night for me. You could go ahead and eat dinner without me.
You mean you're staying late at the office again? What is it this time?
I'm really sorry, but there's a lot to do here and I won't be home until late. You'll probably end up going to bed before me.
You know, you've been coming home later for a while now. We've been married for a month and I feel like you and I have barely gotten to spend any time together. To be honest with you, I'm starting to feel pretty lonely waiting at home for you.
I'm so sorry about this, Sally, but there are just some really important things that I need to take care of and I can't move them around.
And just what really important thing is keeping you late at the office this time? Because even on our wedding day, you said the same thing. I don't know, I guess I just thought that things would change when you and I got married, but you're starting to make me nervous. I'm starting to wonder if you even really love me, Horace.
What are you talking about? Of course I really love you. How could you even say something like that to me?
Well, you sure have a funny way of showing it when I hardly ever see my own husband. I just wish you would try and show me that you loved me with words or actions or something.
Okay. I'll come clean to you, Sally. The truth is that I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a while now.
Come clean about what? What is it? Please, Horace, you're starting to scare me here. Have you been hiding something? Do you have a secret that I should know about or something?
The truth about me is that my dad is really sick. Deathly sick, in fact. And he's going to have a surgery if he has any shot at living. Not only that, but the surgery is going to cost tens of thousands of dollars that we don't have.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, Horace, I had no idea about your dad. We've been married this whole time and you haven't even gone to go and visit them once.
I know. And I feel absolutely terrible about it. Well, when I found out about my dad being sick, well, I didn't want to spoil the first month of being married. So I'm sorry for not saying this earlier.
Oh, Horace, you should know that you don't have to hide that kind of thing from me. Please, you should have come to me about this sooner. I would have supported you.
You're right, I should have known better, but I guess that I just let my pride get in the way. But now that I think about it, you're absolutely right. I guess I'm nothing more than a coward, and now we can all see that. But I'm sorry for scaring you. That isn't what I wanted to do.
It's okay, but I really was getting nervous since I was barely seeing you. Although I'm sure that you must be so worried about your dad. But you should have known that I'd understand where you were coming from. After all, both of my parents passed away to illnesses that I wasn't able to help them get treatment for. But now that I know this about your dad, I would like to do anything that I can to help you, if you'll let me.
Well, right now my dad's condition is worsening and he's in the hospital getting treatment. I've been doing a lot to try to save money where I can. But I've also been going to visit him before and after work when I'm able to.
So that's why you've been gone from the house so often? Well, please, tell me if there's anything that I can do.
You mean that you really want to help me out? I don't know what to say.
Horace, of course I want to help you. You're my husband, and your dad is my father-in-law. We're family, and this is what families do. It's not going to be easy, but at least we'll have each other.
Sally, I just don't even know what to say right now. Except thank you. Thank you so much for always wanting to be there for me. Do you think you could reach out to my mom and ask her for things that you could do? You know her knees are bad, so it's extra difficult for her to take care of my dad.
Got it. I'll try and make some time to go and visit your mom at home so that I can talk to her about this.
That would be a huge help. I'm sorry for the trouble this might cause you, but I'm so happy we're going to do this together. Hey, Sally, are you still at my parents' house? I was just curious if you had anything planned for dinner.
Oh, shoot, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm still with your mom, and then I'll have to go and do some shopping, too.
Oh, I see. So then, what about dinner? What am I supposed to do?
I'll be sure and stop somewhere on the way home and pick something up for you.
Oh, man, so we're getting takeout again? I'm starting to miss your cooking, you know? When was the last time you made something for me?
I know, and I'm sorry I haven't. I've just been really busy trying to help at your mom's. In fact, I'm of half a mind to just skip dinner myself and go straight to bed. I've been running around all day trying to help her out. I feel like I haven't had a second to sit down at all.
Okay, well, you do realize that I need to eat too, right? You're not just going to let me starve, are you?
I'm sorry, Horace. I should have told you I was still with your mom. If you're really hungry right now, how about you cook something for yourself? There should be some leftovers in the fridge if you want some of those.
You really expect me to eat leftovers? No! I'm going to draw myself a bath. You better get back here and have dinner ready by the time I get out.
But why can't you just make something for yourself? I just told you that I was with your mom all day trying to help her out.
And what about the duties that you have at our house, huh? Did you forget about those?
I didn't forget. I was just putting your mom and dad first. You know, you could help out a bit more around the house since I'm helping your mom now.
Listen to me, Sally. You were the one that said you wanted to help out since my dad was sick, right? So don't try to slog off your responsibilities on me just because you bit off more than you could chew. I'm not going to cover for you. Do you get me?
I know I said that I wanted to help you out because of your dad, but I guess I just thought that we'd be doing more cooperating because of that as well. And your mom is working me really hard. She has a comment to make about every little thing that I do. So by the time I'm done at her place, I am just absolutely exhausted.
I'm starting to get pretty sick of all these excuses that you're trying to give me. You were the one who said you wanted to help, so why don't you keep your word and help?
Horace, I think that you've really started to change recently. You used to be so sweet and kind to me, and I haven't felt that way in a while now.
Well, if you think that I've changed, it's probably because I've been having to put up with you this whole time. You have any idea how hard it's been taking care of my dad? You think you're the only one with extra work on their plate?
Well, how is your dad? Is he doing any better? You haven't talked about it much.
It's not looking good, and the doctors are saying that if we don't move fast, that he's not going to make it.
Well, then it sounds to me like it might finally be time to schedule the surgery for him, right?
I thought I told you that it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, and I don't have that kind of money right now.
You mean neither you nor your parents have enough money saved for something like this?
Of course we don't. If we did, then we wouldn't be in this position in the first place.
Well, then what are we going to do about your dad? What's going to happen to him?
If you're so concerned about getting him the surgery, then why don't you cough up the money for it?
You want me to pay for your dad's surgery?
Well, I remember that you told me before we got married that you've been saving for years and already had something like $50,000 saved up, right?
Yes, I did tell you that.
Well, then why don't you give me that money so that I can use it to save my dad's life, huh?
I was really hoping to use that money after we had kids for the things we'd need for them. Or at least use it for an emergency that we might face as a family in the future.
Oh, so you mean my dad lying on his deathbed isn't an emergency enough for you? You really are much more cruel than I thought. Just go ahead and say that you don't care at all about what happens to my dad.
Horace, please, I think that you're being really unfair to me right now.
You said that families help each other in their time of need, didn't you? So what makes this a case where you don't need to help out? What the heck did I even marry you for if you're not going to help my family?
I don't understand what you mean by that. Are you saying that you only married me for my money?
I'm saying that you talked about all that money that you had saved up before we got married. You knew what you were doing, too. You told me that because you knew it would sweeten the pot for us being together.
Horace, I only wanted to be honest with you, and I wanted to marry you because I thought you loved me.
You think that I actually fell in love with a woman who was well past her prime and had no other motivation? You really are a batty old broad if you think that's true. I did you the favor of marrying you, but I won't hesitate to leave you either. Hey, have you still not transferred the 50 grand in my dad's surgery yet? In fact, you haven't even been in the house recently. Where are you right now?
What is the matter with you, Horace? Why are you asking me this all of a sudden?
This isn't all of a sudden. You've known about this for a while. Now hurry up and get the money ready for my dad.
I can't just give you all the money like that at once. Besides, I really don't care what happens to your dad.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You don't care that my dad could die any day now? What's the matter with you? You really don't care at all what happens to your father-in-law?
You say all of that, but there isn't any money to give.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means that I spent it. I spent all of the money.
You spent it? What are you talking about? What did you spend it on?
Well, I decided to buy myself a nice little old house, if you must know. I'm going to work on it and turn it into the house of my dreams.
You did what? Why in the world would you spend your money on that? What's the matter with you? I need that money.
I bought the house because that's where I'm going to live.
What does that even mean? We have a nice place to live in already. I don't want to live in some crappy old house.
Oh, trust me, you're not going to be welcome there anyways. I'm going to live there on my own. I'm moving out, and I want to get a divorce.
Have you gone crazy? What the heck is going on here?
I mean that I am sick and tired of putting up with you and your mother day in and day out. On top of that, I'm not going to let you lay a finger on my hard-earned savings.
Oh, come on, I wasn't actually serious about that, you know? Besides, the money's going to my dad.
For what? It's not like your dad is even sick. It may be true that he's in the hospital, but he's not sick. He was just in a car crash. In fact, I thought from the start that something was wrong. What hospital asks for payments for a surgery up front? And why wasn't insurance going to cover most of the cost anyways? Then, while I was at your mom's house, I used her phone to call your dad.
You did what? Why in the world would you do something like that?
Well, just to figure out what it was that was making you lie to me. But not even your dad knew that you were trying to use him to extort me.
Hold on a second. I think there's been some kind of mistake here.
Are you sure about that? Or do you want to tell me about the debt that you are hiding from your parents and I?
Wait, hold on a second. How did you know about that?
Oh, I didn't. But your mom did, didn't she? And she suggested that you try and get the money from somewhere before your dad found out.
But does my dad know now? Did you tell him?
Well, I haven't yet, but it's only a matter of time now. Maybe I should go and tell him, in fact.
No! You can't do that! Please don't!
Okay then, why don't you tell me just how you got into all that debt?
I just have really expensive tastes is all, okay? I eat out to nice restaurants a bunch. My dad is such a tightwad that he would never be okay with me spending like that. So when he got in the hospital, I thought it was finally my time.
And then you went overboard buying steaks? That's how you ended up tens of thousands of dollars in debt?
You have no idea just how strict my dad was. He would control everything at home for years.
Well, that explains how your mom got to the way that she is. I've never met such a neurotic person before.
I know. When Dad got in the accident, we thought it meant it would finally be free of him. We thought he actually would die. But that damn old man just won't let go!
He's been in the hospital for about 6 months now, right? You must have really thought he would never have come back.
I know, but now we're neck deep in debt and in serious trouble. So I need to pay this all up before he gets out.
Well, that really isn't my problem at all. I'm already moved out.
Well, come back! You have to come back!
And why would I do something like that?
Don't you get it? Who's gonna marry if you leave me? He'll be single forever!
I'd rather be single for the rest of my life than spend it with a man who tricked me for my money. I won't tell your dad, but just know that he'll find out soon enough, and when he does, I won't be there to help you. After that, the doctors started to report gradual recovery from his father. After spending so much time at the hospital, they thought that it was finally time he be transferred back home and taken care of there. Of course, when Horace and his mom found out about this, they started running around like crazy trying to pay off their debts. But their efforts weren't enough, and Horace's father found out about the debt within a matter of days after returning. Since the debt was all accumulated on his father's credit cards, Horace was sued by his own father. His parents also ended up divorcing in the aftermath of the truth coming to light. Horace and his mother were burdened with all of the debt that they had racked up. Not only that, but since it was the dad who owned the house, the two of them were forced out and moved into a tiny apartment. The two of them are working several jobs now in order to try and pay off their debts. As for me, I moved into my newly purchased home and slowly began turning it into a place of my own. My mom was a contractor who did a lot of her own construction work, so I had learned from a young age all about home improvement. It's sad that my first and only relationship ended the way it did, but I knew that I couldn't let down my parents who were looking down on me from above. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Anna, are you there? I was just wondering where you are right now. I'm sure you know this already, but the funeral is going to be starting soon, and, well, I just hope that you're already on your way over.
Oh, hey there, Dora. I am so sorry about this. But I just had a bunch of stuff land on my plate at the last minute, and I'm just running a little late leaving the house.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose it sounds like it can't be helped then. But I'm glad that you'll be here soon. I just don't even know what to say on a day like this, though. I mean, it's not often that a mother outlives her son. It's not something that I ever wanted to happen either, but don't worry, I promised Anthony that I would look after your children.
I know, but well, it was a car accident. These things just happen, I suppose. There's nothing we can really do about it now. And it doesn't help that the person in the other car was seriously injured. Of course, I feel sorry for him as well, but now it seems that we might have to pay some kind of insurance claim. I know that the other person must be in a lot of pain and have a lot of anger right now, but I just don't know how to feel about any of this. I don't know what's right and what's wrong anymore.
I know exactly what you mean. We kind of all take for granted that we're going to be safe when we get behind the wheel of a car to go somewhere. But that's not always a given. And now, here we are at Anthony's funeral.
I know. I really am so sorry to be late as well. I promise that I'll head out as soon as I can and go straight to the funeral.
And you're going to be bringing both of the girls to this as well, right? I think it's only right that they should see their father one last time.
No, I actually won't be bringing either of them. I'm only going to be going there by myself, but I should be there soon, so don't worry.
Are you sure that you're okay to do this, Anna? I know that ever since the accident, you just haven't been sleeping well at all. And to think that your work won't even give you some time off. You were running around so busily the last time I saw you.
It really is going to be okay. I think that things are finally starting to settle down at work. But now that their father is gone, I'm having to work and take care of the kids all by myself.
Well, I just want you to know that even if it feels like it, you're not alone, and I'm here for you. So just please know that whenever you need some help, you can always come to me and ask for it.
Dora, thank you so much. I really don't know what to say except that I feel like I haven't deserved to get such nice messages from you. In fact, I know that I've probably caused a lot of trouble for you in the past, and I just wanted to apologize for that.
What are you talking about, dear? You haven't caused any kind of trouble for me at all. I know that we're not family by blood, but I hope you know that my husband and I think of you as our daughter, too.
Thank you so much for saying that. I really can't wait to see you both there. And please, let me know if there's anything I can do to help out when I get there.
I think that we have more than enough hands here already, so you just leave all those pesky details to us. I know this day isn't going to be easy on anyone, but I don't think you need to worry about trying to get anything done. Hey, Anna, do you have a moment to text? I'm just a little bit confused as to why Lucy is here at my door with all of her things packed up.
Oh, yes, about that. I was just going to leave her there for a little, and I was hoping that you could look after her. Is that all right?
Well, it would be all right, but I suppose that's not really what I'm concerned about. It's just that Lucy is here telling me that you called her fat and ugly and said that you were throwing her out of the house. So I'm just a little confused about this. Is that really what happened? Did you and her get into a fight or something?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that at all. But the thing is that I just can't stand to take care of her anymore. So I'm just going to leave her in your care from now on.
I'm sorry, I don't think I quite understand what you're getting at. Is this supposed to be some kind of joke?
Does it seem like a joke? I mean, she's there with all of her stuff, just like you said, right?
So then you're really just going to abandon your child and ask your mother-in-law to take care of her?
I don't have any other choice. You have no idea how hard it is being a single mother now that Tony is gone. There's just no way that I'm going to be able to take care of two girls on my own. It's impossible.
I understand that things have gotten much busier for you since my son's passing, but I don't think it's right for you to try and just slough off one of your own daughters onto someone else like this.
But you do agree with me, right? I mean, you can see what I'm getting at when I say that she's ugly, right? So that's why I chose to get rid of Lucy and keep the other one.
Anna, what in the world are you talking about right now? I have never once thought that either of your daughters were ugly. And even if that were the case, I still don't think that it's okay for you to just abandon one of your children like this. And on top of that, even if I did agree to take Lucy in and raise her as my own, there is still so many things that need to be done. Besides the legal paperwork of handing over guardianship, there's registering her to a new school and plenty of other things.
Oh, right. But then that means you'll really do it? You'll take care of Lucy for the rest of her life now?
Well, if you're really going to just leave your daughter here and not take care of her, then I guess I really don't have much of a choice. Besides, I have to say that Lucy really does like Tony. And besides, I could never just turn my back on one of my grandchildren like that.
Perfect! I knew I could count on you to do this for me. You have no idea how relieved I am to hear that you'll take her off of my hands. I actually asked my parents about doing this before I decided to send her to you. But I think I knew deep down that you wouldn't be able to say no if I just left her there.
Anna, I really have to say that I am just shocked at you. I mean, are you really sure you want to go through with this? You really want to just give up your daughter like this? Because I won't ever give her back if you say yes. I know that you're still probably dealing with the shock of losing Tony, but I think you might be acting just a bit rashly right now.
And just why in the world do you think you have to worry about me? I think I'm going to be just fine now that I only have one child to deal with.
All I'm saying is that it's only been a week since Tony died, and well, this just seems so sudden. Besides, aren't you worried at all on the effect it might have on Lucy? How about I hold on to her for now and you really think long and hard about if you want to do this, okay? I know that things are really hard for you right now, but I just don't think that this is the right way to respond.
No, I know what I'm doing and I've made up my mind. Besides, now that I've gotten rid of her, I'm going to be moving to New York.
Hold on a second, so you left your daughter here with me and now you're going to move to the other side of the country?
That's right. I found a new job there, and so I have to move there in order to start it. In fact, you should probably know that things actually weren't going all that well with Tony and I before he died. So, I'm actually really not even all that broken up now that he is gone. But Lucy wouldn't stop talking about her dad, so I knew I couldn't keep her around.
Wait, I don't understand. You were crying the whole time at the funeral. It looked like you really missed Tony.
Oh, come on. You don't think I was going to be expressing how I really felt about him in front of everyone there who was actually sad to see him go, did you? But I will say that Tony did make a good amount of money, and he was really good with the kids. It is going to be really hard to replace him.
So then it was just an act? Or were you just crying over the loss of his paycheck in your free time?
I mean, a little a column A and a little a column B, if I can be perfectly honest with you. But anyways, thanks again for agreeing to take Lucy in. This really is going to be huge for me. And, of course, I didn't want to put her in an orphanage or anything like that.
Anna, do you really not feel guilty about any of what you're doing right now? I mean, this is your daughter that we're talking about, so you have to tell me that you're sure this is what you want to do.
Oh, I am very sure about this. Besides, having one less ugly mouth to feed around the house is going to make things easier on everyone. It's not like I never loved her or anything though, but it's just that compared to when she was a baby, she's a lot uglier now. Besides, don't you think it's better for Lucy not to live in an environment that doesn't even want her around?
But you're that environment. I think what you're saying is pretty self-serving, don't you?
Well, you might see it that way, but I've been thinking of taking her to get plastic surgery for a long time now.
I don't even know what to say. Your daughter does not need any kind of surgery at all. If anything needs correcting, it's your views on the world.
Again, you are more than entitled to your opinion, but I don't really feel like sitting here and reading all of these chastising messages. But hey, if you do ever choose to get her plastic surgery, then I might think about taking Lucy back.
I don't even know what to say to you anymore, but if this is the way you want to treat your own daughter, then fine. And just how much longer before the two of you move to New York?
We were going to be moving away before the end of the month.
I see. Well, then it seems to me like we've got a lot of work to do before this handover is complete. And I want to ask you one more time. Are you really sure that this is what you want to do?
For the last time, yes. I am sure that this is something that I want to do. I have my cuter daughter with me, and that is all that I need. Nothing is going to make me regret this. Dora, why didn't you tell me the good news? I should have known about this a long time ago.
Oh, Anna? Wow, how many years has it been since I last heard from you?
Oh, who cares about how long it's been? I need you to tell me all about Lucy first. Tell me everything now.
You want to know about Lucy? I'm a bit confused. Why would you want to know about her?
Well, the other day, I just happened to run into an old friend of mine who knew from when the girls were in preschool. She told me that Lucy is going to be going to one of the top universities in the world. Why didn't you reach out and tell me that she had done something so incredible? I would have loved to know all about that.
I'm sorry, Anna, but I really don't think that has anything to do with you at all.
What? How could you say something like that? Did you forget that I'm Lucy's mother?
Yes, that may be true when it comes to genetics, but you do remember that you gave Lucy away, right? And so I don't think it's appropriate for you to be calling yourself her mother like that.
Okay, yes, it is true that I did give Lucy away back then. But of course it doesn't mean that I ever stopped being her mother. So anyways, as her mother, I think that I'll be taking Lucy back now. After all, my ugly little duckling has bloomed into an amazing swan. And that means that I'll be taking charge of her again. Besides, don't you think it would be better for my daughter to come back and live with her sister and I?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay then, I'll give her back.
Oh really? Do you mean it? Wow, I guess I didn't think that it would be that easy.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I actually just told Lucy the good news, and she said that if you want to take her back, that you'll have to pay me $20 million. And for a girl as amazing and brilliant as Lucy, I think that's a pretty good deal, if I can be honest with you.
Wait, hold on. You're going to sell my daughter back to me for $20 million? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something?
Oh, of course not. It's not a joke at all. But I heard that you married some rich business owner not long after you arrived to New York, right? So maybe you can just ask your husband for that money and then we shouldn't have any problems.
What in the world are you talking about? You think that $20 million is something you can just casually ask for? If you don't want to give her back, that's fine. But you don't need to make up some crazy lie like this to try and hold on to her.
Oh no, we're really not lying about this at all. In fact, Lucy and I have actually been trying to raise this money for a while now. But I think that things would go quicker if you just talk to Lucy yourself. She said that she is willing to talk to you in person if you'd like that.
Are you kidding me? I don't want anything to do with some little brat who thinks that she's worth $20 million. Why in the world does she need that money for anyways? What is going on that you're trying to raise at?
Well, we're trying to raise the money so we can afford medical treatments, if you must know.
You mean you need that much money because she's sick? Well, that's just another reason I have nothing to do with her at all. I don't need that kind of burden.
You really haven't changed one bit, have you, Anna? You don't care at all about your own children, just what they can do for you. I haven't heard from you in years, and it's only now that you hear that Lucy's going into a fancy school that you have an interest in her? To you, your kids are just props that you can try and use to boost your own status, isn't that right? Just admit that that's what this was all about.
No, it's not like that at all. I really do want another chance with my eldest daughter, but if she needs that much money for her surgery, then it must be only her brain that's worth anything. I guess she really is just like her father, though. Dora, I knew it. I knew that you were trying to trick me. You lied to me about Lucy being sick, didn't you? Well, now I'm going to sue you into oblivion. I hope you're ready for that.
Oh, just can it already, you old hag. You really need to stop all this.
Excuse me? Did you just call me an old hag? That's rich coming from you, you bag of bones.
Actually, Grandma is in the bath right now, and she can't quite talk. But anyways, I would appreciate if you could just leave us alone. You are causing us nothing but trouble.
Grandma? Wait a second. Am I talking to Lucy right now?
That's right. You're talking to Lucy right now.
Lucy? Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to talk to you forever. How do you feel about coming to live with your mom again? I have a new husband and everything. You can come and live with us and your sister, and we can all be happy. You can even see your sister again.
Yeah, I just really don't think that that's going to work.
Well then, how about I go and ask at the place that you're volunteering at?
And just why is it that you know about my volunteer work, huh?
I mean, how could I not at this point? I only had to search your name online and all the amazing work that you've been doing pops up. I heard that you were able to raise $20 million to help out some sick children who live in an orphanage, is that right? When I saw that, my heart just swelled with pride at the amazing daughter that I was able to raise.
Yes, thankfully we had a lot of generous donors who helped us raise enough money. But you should know that I never really wanted to have you involved in any of this. In fact, if I did meet you, I would only do it so that I could tell you about all the crap you put me through. But now I'm only messaging you like this to say that I never want to hear from you again.
Well, if you don't want me to text your grandma anymore, then how about you just give me your number and we talk instead?
Did you read the text? I don't care whose number it is. I don't want to talk to you ever.
Lucy, please. Don't you think you're being unreasonable? I just want to make things right for us. You don't know what I was going through back then. I really had my hands full with the two of you. I just hope that you can forgive a moment of weakness.
I still remember what you said to me when you threw me out. Dad had just died, and then I found out that I was losing the rest of my family as well. Not that I had much of a family besides Dad. You clearly always preferred Tiffany to me. The only people who ever showed any love for me at all were Dad and Grandma. And then you threw me out of the house all because you thought I was ugly. Looking back at it all now, I could almost laugh.
But you have to know how sorry I am that I did and said all of that. I was distressed and busy. And was so busy trying to help Tiffany with her performances and all that.
Her performances? As I recall, you were the one trying to force her to be the pop star. Although I've seen pictures of Tiffany, and I know that she isn't quite the image of a pop star these days, is she?
No, that's not it. You don't understand. It's just that she got a little sick is all.
She got sick? Or did she just finally decide she'd had enough of doing what you told her to do? I remember you always shaming her into starving herself. You kept pushing her and didn't even let her have any friends.
I know, but I realize the mistake I made with you both now. I really do just want to set things right. Please, don't think of it in the wrong way.
This is just getting ridiculous now, but I want you to know that you are not my mother. And I want to make myself clear when I say I never want anything to do with you again. So please, just leave Grandma and I alone forever, okay? Now goodbye, Anna.
Wait, Lucy, no, you can't go. Please, don't do this to me. I'm still your mother. You can't just leave me.
After that, I heard through the grapevine that Anna ended up getting a divorce from her new husband. She tried reaching out to Lucy one more time, but by then, Lucy had already blocked her mother's number on every medium available. According to a former classmate of Lucy's who knew her sister as well, Tiffany had only grown more bitter towards her mother over the years. Lucy's friend said that Tiffany had basically turned her mother into a slave as a way of getting back at her for the years of abuse. Lucy and I were both saddened to hear about how things had gone with those two, but we were also just grateful that we had gotten out when we did. Tiffany is also my granddaughter, and I was crushed to hear about what had happened. On the other hand, however, Lucy and I both agreed that this was something that had happened outside of either of our control. It doesn't sound like either of them are happy with each other, but after the divorce, they realized they only had each other to rely on. I only hope that Tiffany is able to make something of herself after the way her mother treated her. As for Lucy and I, Lucy was approached by a large charity for her grassroots work. The children who had received medical treatment for her efforts all wrote her touching letters, and she still keeps in touch with some of them. It's strange. I outlived my son and expected to take care of Lucy and her sister as my granddaughters. Instead, I gained a new daughter and had a new lease on life after Tony had passed. I told Tony that I would take care of his daughters before he passed, and now I just hope that looking down on us, he'll understand that I've done the best I can. As for me, I couldn't be more proud of all that Lucy has done with herself.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey there, Bridget. I just wanted to say that you did a great job meeting my parents today. So I guess that means that you and I are going to be sisters-in-law now. Hey there, Lucy. I also wanted to say thank you so much for today. And yeah, I guess so. That's pretty crazy, huh? I know, it really is. But I'm just happy that my brother is marrying someone like you. I mean, I really didn't expect him to bring such a cute and sweet woman through the door. So I just hope that you and I can get along in the future. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you something really quick? Yeah, of course you can ask me something. What's on your mind? Well, I was just wondering if you and Earl were really actually related. Like, by blood, I mean. Oh, I see. Well, yes, we are related by blood and we have the same parents. Wow. Because to be perfectly honest with you, the two of you look nothing alike at all. I guess I was just a little surprised when I saw you as well. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, we actually get that pretty often, so that's okay. I mean, Earl told me that he had an older sister and all, but you just weren't the image that I had in my head of what you would actually look like at all. Yes, I know. Earl and I do look practically nothing alike. I get told that I look like my paternal grandma all the time. And Earl always gets told that he looks like my mom, so I can see why you might have your doubts about us. But it's just that the two of you don't look anything alike. It's more than that. It's your mannerisms, your whole vibe. I just would have never guessed that you were related. My vibe? I'm sorry, what exactly do you mean by that? I don't think I'm following. Well, it's just that siblings are usually raised in the same household, right? So even if they've spent time apart, they still were raised in the same environment and have some similarities because of it. But I just didn't sense a single similarity between you and Earl at all. And so that's why I was wondering if you two are actually even related in the first place. Oh, well, I guess that makes a bit of sense. I mean, after all, we do have a bit of an age gap between us. And I left the house when Earl was still pretty young, so I suppose you could say that we were raised in different environments, too. Got it. Well, does that mean that you and Earl don't usually get along all that well, then? By the way, I was curious. I heard that you went to a pretty bad college as well. Is that true? I actually have never been to college, if I'm being honest with you right now. Hold on a second. Does that mean that you only ever graduated high school, then? I see. I think this is all starting to make a whole lot more sense to me now. I'm sorry, but I really don't think that I'm following you at all. What is starting to make more sense? What are you talking about? Well, it just all makes sense. You're nothing but a bottom feeder, and that's that. And that's why you're nothing like your little brother at all. And it explains why you both act different, too. You only ever were able to finish high school while your brother graduated from one of the top universities in the country. It all clicks for me. Sorry, did you just type a message calling me a bottom feeder? What do you mean by that? Well, just looking at you, I should have known that you were a pretty stupid person. And while I suppose there's really nothing you can do about the face that you were born with, you only have yourself to blame for being so fat. Have you ever considered looking into getting plastic surgery or something like that? No, I don't think that I've ever considered getting any kind of aesthetic surgery like that at all. Besides, I wouldn't have the money to be able to afford something like that in the first place. Oh, right. Well, that makes sense too, I suppose. After all, you were never able to go to college, so you probably don't have a good job or anything like that either, huh? I guess only the rich would be able to afford the amount of plastic surgery it would take to fix someone like you. But at least my Earl works for one of the largest companies in the whole wide world. Man, you two really are nothing alike at all, huh? That really is still just so crazy to me. Yeah, I guess we really are quite different when you think about it, aren't we? I know that Earl is a really brilliant guy, and I would never say anything to suggest otherwise. But anyways, now that we've solved this little mystery, I hope you can understand that you and I can never, ever be friends. In fact, I really don't even like the fact that we'll be family. But don't you worry, I know how to act polite in front of everyone. I won't cause any issues if you don't. Just please don't talk to me or anything like that. Honestly, even just the thought of being near you is enough to make me feel like I might die of embarrassment. Okay, sure. Got it. I'm really sorry that I seem to have done something to make you not like me. Hey there, Lucy. I was just curious if you were planning to come to mine and Earl's wedding? Yeah, of course I was going to be there. I mean, Earl is my brother, after all. What makes you ask something like that, though? Well, the thing is that I would just really appreciate it if you didn't come to our wedding at all, actually. Wait, you don't want me to be there at my own brother's wedding? I don't understand. Why not? We're going to be inviting friends and family and also people from Earl's work. You do realize that, right? Yes, I assumed there would be some non-family people as well as people from Earl's job there. Right! So all the men who are going to be there are going to be pretty handsome bachelors working at the same company. And I'm sure many of them are also eager to meet the members of Earl's family. But I know the second they see you, they're just going to laugh and laugh and laugh. So anyways, that's why I just think it would be better if you save us all the trouble of having to explain why you are the way you are by just not showing up. Besides, you'll only draw attention to yourself, and it's our special day. I'm sorry, Bridget, but there is no way that I would ever miss this wedding for anything. I mean, I am literally the sister of the groom. Oh, please, don't say that as if it actually means anything. I mean, do you really still not get it at all? I am telling you that if you come to the wedding, you are going to ruin it. So how about you quit being so selfish and think about someone other than yourself for a moment? And just how would my being there ruin the wedding for you and Earl? That doesn't make any sense. Because if you show up, then the only thing that you're going to do is cause Earl so much embarrassment. He and I are the perfect match. We're a beautiful couple. So I can't have some fat, ugly chick sitting there next to Earl and ruining the whole atmosphere of the wedding. I mean, I am just sure that the very few people who are going to be coming to our wedding even know how ugly you actually are. I really don't think that anyone goes to a wedding and judges it based on how pretty the guests are. Well, that just shows how little you understand about high society then. And I am telling you that I know the friends I'm inviting will laugh at you. But more than anything, the fact of the matter is that I just hate having to look at ugly people and ugly things. So please, just do us all a favor and don't bother showing up. Am I really that ugly to you? I'm so hideous that you don't even want me at your wedding that badly? You mean you still haven't figured it out yourself? Of course you're ugly. You're disgusting. You're fat and ugly and stupid, and nobody should be subjected to having to look at you. If you come to our wedding, you are going to be compared to every other hot person there, and then everyone is going to laugh you out of the room anyways. So then basically what you're trying to tell me is that I shouldn't go to the wedding for my own sake, is that right? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to get across to you. If you don't come, not only will you be doing me a huge favor, but you'll also be saving yourself a whole lot of trouble. So now that we understand each other, I hope I can count on not seeing you there at my wedding. And just think of Earl, too. You want to make him happy, don't you? Well, if you really want him to have a good wedding, the best thing you can do is not be there. Okay, fine. If that's the way you think it's going to be, then I guess I'll come up with some excuse about having to work that day. I'll come up with something to tell my brother so that he'll understand why I won't be there at the wedding. Yes, excellent. Please go ahead and do that for me. I am so glad that we were able to have this talk and come to an understanding. You know, you may be a bottom-feeding, fat, ugly person who only ever finished high school, but you're not as dumb as I originally thought. Hey, what the heck is going on here, huh? What in the world did you say to Earl? You better tell me right now. What are you talking about, Bridget? I'm sure that I have no idea at all what's going on. Well, then how about you try telling me why Earl told me that he doesn't want to get married to me anymore, huh? You must have told him some horrible lie about me to get him to say that.
I'm sorry, but the only person who gave a reason to call off the marriage was you, Bridget. And the reason for that is because you're ugly, so there.
Excuse me? You dare call me ugly? What is the matter with you? You think you've beaten me so you can call me names now?
You're ugly, and it runs deep down to your core and covers your heart. I mean, really, just what makes you think you could talk about someone's sister like that?
Wait a second. Is this Earl that I'm talking to?
That's right. And Lucy told me all about how you tried to tell her not to bother coming to our wedding. What is the matter with you? Why would you say something like that to my sister?
But wait, this doesn't make any sense at all. Why are you talking to me through Lucy's phone right now? I don't get it.
It's pretty simple, actually. Lucy and I are sitting next to each other right now, and we're both at my parents' house. Lucy came to tell me the things that you were saying to her, and after that, we called an emergency family meeting.
No, wait, there has to be some kind of mistake here. This can't be right at all. I have no idea what your sister might have told you, but you can't believe a word that she has said to you.
You know, I didn't come here to tattle on my sister or anything. When she came to me and told me that she wouldn't be able to come to my wedding, I just had to know what work was so important that she couldn't miss it. After all, she had told me all about how much she was looking forward to our wedding, so I knew that she wouldn't miss it unless something serious had happened. And after I really started pushing for what the real answer was, she finally told me why she wasn't going to be there.
Please, Earl, it's all an act. I didn't actually ever say any of that at all. You aren't actually going to take your sister's word over mine, are you? You have to believe me when I say that she is lying to you. She's just jealous of me because I'm prettier than her. Can't you see that?
You're wrong about that, Bridget. I know for a fact that my sister is not that kind of person, and she never ever will be. She's not like you, and she wouldn't be so petty as to tell such an awful lie.
Well, do you have any proof at all about what she's saying? How can you verify any of what she's told you up to now?
Well, for one, she showed me the messages that you two have been sending to each other. You told her that if she came to the wedding, she would ruin it and embarrass not only herself, but you and I as well. Well, I don't think there's a single embarrassing thing about my sister. How dare you talk to her like that?
That's not what I meant, though. This is all just one big misunderstanding. You have to believe me. I just wanted our wedding to be perfect. That's it. You know that's what I wanted, right?
Well, you've got a pretty messed up version of perfection if you thought it would ever be okay to tell Lucy not to be there for it. But anyways, now that I know the truth, consider this my official announcement that the engagement is off. And if you're looking for someone to blame and how it came this far, I suggest you blame yourself. But don't you dare point the finger at Lucy.
Wait, no. You can't do this to me, Earl. We were just about to get married. You can't just cancel it on me. You think I'm going to let you get away with this? I mean, we've already sent out all of the wedding invitations. What in the world are we supposed to tell all of the guests?
We're going to tell them the truth about why the wedding is no longer happening. I mean, did you really think that I would be okay with my sister not being at my wedding? Did you really think that I wouldn't react at all after I found out the way that you've been treating her and talking to her behind my back?
Well, I didn't think that you'd actually get this upset at me. I mean, all I did was tease Lucy a bit about her looks. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that.
You still have no idea the huge mistake that you almost did, do you?
What huge mistake? Come on. Do you really not see how you're taking this all just a bit too far? I really don't think that there's any need to call the wedding off like this. Are you really doing this all because I was teasing your sister about her looks? You're really going to throw away our whole marriage just like that? Are you really trying to tell me that your sister means that much to you? That she means more to you than I do?
She is my sister, Bridget. What in the world made you think that she wouldn't be special to me? You were wrong from the start if you thought that was true.
I don't believe this. This can't be happening. Just what is so special about this fat cow that makes you care more about her than me, huh? I mean, did you hit your head or something like that?
At this point, it's not even about my sister. The problem I have is with you now. Besides, you're the one with the ugly heart. And an ugly heart is something that no amount of working out or plastic surgery is ever going to change. You understand?
Stop saying that. It isn't true. I am beautiful and perfect, and you shouldn't be talking about me like that. I am not ugly anywhere, inside or outside.
And why shouldn't I say that to you? After all, I think that you're ugly, so why shouldn't I say it? You thought that my sister was ugly, and you continue to talk about her like she is. So why can't I say any of this to you?
Because I'm not ugly. I am not ugly, and I know it, and you know it, and the whole world knows it. So stop calling me ugly. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't really care what you think I know or don't know. The fact of the matter is that you hurt my little sister. All I'm trying to do is put the shoe on the other foot and see how you like it. But I guess you're really not a fan at all, huh?
I have never, ever, once in my entire life been called ugly. Don't you dare try and put me in the same category as your sister. If you keep this up, then I'm going to go to my mom and dad, and I know for a fact that they think I'm the prettiest girl in the whole wide world. They love me with all their heart, and they won't let you get away with this.
You can go and run to whoever you want. It isn't going to change anything. Certainly not my feelings about this marriage anyways. And if you do go and tell your parents and they come to ask me about what you're talking about, I'll tell them exactly how you've been treating my sister.
Well, you better be careful, because when my dad gets mad, he gets really, really scary too. So I hope that you're ready for that. I take it that my dad has reached out to talk to you about your horrible mistake, yes? Did he yell at you? Did he make you cry? If you say that you're sorry, then he might even forgive you.
You really are a special one, do you know that? But if you think that I'm ever going to apologize for standing up for my sister, then you're dead wrong.
There you go again with that nasty, nasty attitude of yours. So then you're really just not going to apologize at all for what you've done? You know that I was doing this all for us, don't you? You know that everything I did was always just for you, right?
I just don't think that I have anything at all that I need to apologize for. In fact, when I showed him the proof of what you said, your dad was the one that apologized to me.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right. There is no way that my dad would ever apologize to you. He's not that kind of man.
You really have no idea the mistake you made messing with my little sister, do you? I mean, you really screwed up big time treating Lucy like that. But there's a very good reason why your parents thought it right to apologize to me. So if you really want to know the truth, then I suggest that you can go and ask your dad. As for the wedding, I told him that I had no intention of ever marrying you, and he had nothing else to say on the matter after that.
So then, you mean that you told my dad that we weren't going to be getting married, and he was just okay with that? That can't be right.
I'm just glad that your dad wasn't as horribly unreasonable as yourself. It's good to know that at least someone in your family has a good head on their shoulders. And he was very sincere in his apology as well. Something tells me this isn't the first time he's had to cover your tracks for you.
So then, you mean the wedding really isn't going to happen? But everyone at my dad's company was so excited for this.
I literally just told you that the wedding isn't going to happen. What about that don't you understand? And don't worry, your dad said that he will explain to everyone in the office why the wedding wouldn't be happening.
But how am I supposed to show up for work now that everyone knows that we're not getting married?
That really isn't my problem to figure it out at all. But you should be more worried about how embarrassed you made your family over this. I mean, your dad was just so ashamed of what you've done. By the way, your dad said that he was going to come over to the house to apologize to Lucy in person and that you had better be there as well.
Are you kidding me? He really expects me to go there to your house and apologize to your sister? You can't be serious.
Oh, he is. And if you want to stay in the good graces of your family, which you are now mostly not in, I recommend showing up. After that, Bridget did indeed come to our house with her parents. Her parents brought a huge gift basket as a way of expressing how sorry they were, and they made Bridget hand it over to my sister. I went over once again all the horrible things that Bridget has said to Lucy, and they were so sorry for the way that their daughter had treated my sister. I even heard Lucy's mother ask herself where she went so wrong with her own daughter. While I think it's wrong to wish harm on people, it was clear that Bridget had never ever had to struggle for anything in her life at all. She couldn't even control herself at the thought of someone thinking some part of her was ugly. Either way, I told her parents that nothing was going to change my mind and that the wedding was permanently off the table. Before long, rumors started spreading about Bridget and what she must have done to lead our marriage falling apart. When it came out that it was for the cruel way that she was talking to my sister, some other women at Bridget's company stepped forward and reported to HR that she had suffered similar things in the office, but were too scared to talk since Bridget's father owned the company. Bridget couldn't stand being the subject of so many whispers and stares, and so she finally left like she had no choice but to quit her job. Her parents weren't ready to cut her off or anything, and they even let her continue to live in their home for free of charge. After that, however, Bridget became something of a recluse and was rarely ever seen in public again. Of course, I'm sad that the engagement fell apart in the way that it did, but more than anything, I'm just grateful that things did fall apart before Bridget and I actually ended up getting married. I still can't believe that she would ever think that I would let her get away with treating my sister like that. But I suppose it's fair to say that she learned her lesson. As for Lucy, she met a nice girl not long after that the two of them started dating. Her girlfriend even approached me the other day asking me for help picking out a ring. So while my engagement might have fallen apart, sounds to me like good things ahead for my sister.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.